What's good, everybody? It's your boy Doc Holiday. We are back. I am back. We are back. Echo. All right. We are back with another HBCU Monday night review with your boy Doc and SheLovesThee. If you haven't done it by now, make sure that you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you like and share this stream. Make sure you comment on it. We're trying to get all the algorithm, trying to get the algorithm jumping, trying to get it cracking. Um, if you're doing it right now, I know everybody's on the other's page, the channel, uh, watching the women's basketball game, and we'll get into that. We'll get into that afterwards. But as soon as I'm gonna get my co-host on here, that way we can get everything going. Hold on now, man. I'm sending it to you. I'm sending it to you. How's everybody Monday going? How's everybody Monday going? I know, like I said, everybody's still tuning into the game. So everybody's still tuning into the game. So whenever you finish that game, y'all hop on. Y'all come on to the channel, to both channels. Make sure you subscribe. Also subscribe to her, to SheLovesThee. Make sure that you uh like her stream also, and make sure that you comment and share with everybody. Because this is a dual thing. Juwan, what's good? What's good? Let me hold on. Hold on. There you go. I got you. Mm-mm-mm. So yeah, everybody's still watching the game. This I think it's like what 2 minutes left in the game, and right after this game is the men's basket. The men's will be playing, so that game will be. It won't be immediately afterwards, but it will be at least 20 minutes after this game. So, but as always, like I said, man, everybody's coming in. Everybody's. I sent you the link. It's on. It's in the chat. It's in the chat. It's in the chat. But yeah, um, today had a decent, boring day at work. Boring day at work. Told people I was leaving early because I don't get no shipment. Ain't no use to wasting my labor. So I
What's up? Can
let's
you hear me?
loud and clear. Loud and clear. We got what we got.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. You probably
Yeah.
might not be able to hear because you're dual streaming. So you're dual streaming. That's the reason why. Yeah. I heard, man, Twitter was crazy. I heard, and that's what we gonna get into that today too. We're gonna get into that today. So, uh, she look, she always gonna be the great debater. I'm just gonna be the one that's like, for sure though. Gotcha. Well, as everybody's filing in, while we get this regular season conference title for the women's, the men better not send me to the hospital with their play because I damn near about to go to the hospital the last game we played against Texas Southern. They about to make me use all my blood pressure medication. Um, while we're waiting on for the game to end, it's a minute 54 left, 85-60. 85-60 if nobody is if you're not watching it right now. 85-60. Jackson State with a 25-point lead. Minute 54 on the clock. So minute 54 on the clock. So this stream is gonna be pretty much all in all a easy one. So let me get my all right. So we got that going on right now. But yeah, man, Juwan, Twitter was crazy today. Twitter was crazy. Like I said, we're gonna get into that today. We are gonna get into that today. Um, so first we're gonna jump into these basketball streets to see what's going on over in the MEAC. Swing over to the SWAC. 87-61. 87-61. Like I said, we get people fouling in from the other game from the game. You know, we'll get the show cracking. We'll get it cracking. Um, make sure become an Overdrive fan. Become an Overdrive fan. Just subscribe to the channel if you want to be a exclusive member. Um, like I said, hit the join button on the channel, and you'll get everything HBCU Overdrive. All right. That we are the regular season SWAT champions. If Prairie View can come back 26 down with a minute left, they some dogs. So, like I said, become an Overdrive fan if you want to. Y'all know what it is. If you got any ideas for the show, any kind of recommendations, anything that you want us to talk about, or I can talk about, email me right there. Dr. McGinnis sent me some good reading material over the weekend, so I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna read up on that. And part of what he sent is what we're gonna talk about today. Also, still doing crowdfunding for. We're still doing fundraising for Bethune-Cookman Athletics. It's all about the kids. You can send it through the Cash App, or you can send it through a super chat, super thanks, or super sticker. But we are almost done. We are almost there with this. 89-61. 42 seconds. 40 seconds left in the game, y'all. 40 seconds left in the game. Don't foul. Don't foul. Just wow. Didn't I just say don't foul? Oh, snap. Papa Brown, Mr. Brown is a new member. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Hopefully the high blood pressure boys play discipline dominate tonight. They better. They better. You better equal out that same. Better do the same thing that the women's are doing right now. Because if not, I'm on your head. I'm on their head. But Mr. Brown, thank you for becoming a member of the channel. I surely do appreciate it. And your son is he's all right with me. You know the game so bad where Coach Reed got a third string that's in there right now. Look, SWAC champs. SWAC champs. We're gonna get into that. So as my partner in crime. Finish your first
Give me
screen right
like 2
there.
seconds to close it out. 2 seconds to close out my other stream.
What it do, Javon? Man, look, hey, look, man, bruh, don't talk to me about that game. Don't talk to me about that game. I'm still upset about that game yesterday. My Mavs are up 27. 27. And I don't know what they was doing. I don't know who said something about who mama. I don't know who said something about Luca. I don't know who said something about Kyrie. I don't know who said something about Christian Wood, but damn it, you pissed this 27-point lead to the Lakers. To the Lakers. I'm already upset. I was upset about Javon. You ain't had to do me like that. I'm already upset about that. But I did watch some XFL last night. I watched some XFL game last night. Watched my Arlington Renegades. They played the Houston Roughnecks down there in H Town. I-45 series. I'm gonna say it just like this. My home team, my squad, we can't move the ball worth a darn. We can't move the ball worth damn. We couldn't move the ball worth damn. I don't know what was going on. It upset me, but uh, they come back on Sunday, and it's a home game. So I'm thinking about checking them out, man. I want to check them out. We do have an HBCU player on our team. Is Marquette King, punter, formerly of the Oakland Raiders. School he went to Fort Valley State. He's a Wildcat. So while she's doing her thing, I'm gonna go ahead and get going started on the MEAC standings, y'all. So for the women, that way we can get this going. And my partner in crime should pop up because I'm on time constraint right now. All right. So this is the MEAC women's standings, y'all. So getting these rings, y'all. Getting these rings. But anyway, this is the MEAC women standing right now. We have in first place, sole possession of first place is Norfolk State at 11-2 in conference, 23-5 overall. They are winners of 6 straight, y'all. So they will probably be more likely a 16 seed or 15 seed in the tournament for the NCAA if they qualify. I mean, if they actually go through and run the table and win the tournament. Tied for second is Morgan State and Howard at 9-4. Morgan with a 4-game losing streak, and Howard is rebounding from Saturday night. Also, you got North Carolina Central that in the middle of the pack, 7-6, 5-8 for Eastern Shore and Coppin State. Delaware State comes in at 4-9, and coming in at last place is South Carolina State at 2-11. This is all conference play, y'all. So this is all conference record. But get to the MEAC. So from tonight's game, from tonight's action, Howard comes back. Like I said, Howard bounced back from that loss on Saturday night. They defeat South Carolina State 60-55. I'm thinking it should have been a actual blowout, but it's the MEAC, and it's the MEAC women. Eastern Shore. Eastern Shore gets by Morgan State 73-70. And like I said, that's 4 in a row for Morgan. 4 in a row for Morgan State. Hey, I would love to see that matchup right there. I would love to see that matchup. Norfolk versus Jackson State women's. Oh, I would love to see that matchup. Norfolk State with a 12-point victory over North Carolina Central, 79-67. So that breaks I think that was like Central was on a 2-game winning streak, as far as I know. And in a ugly, I'm gonna tell y'all how ugly this game was. Coppin State defeats Delaware State by 2, but the score was 34-32. Ugly game. Ugly game. The game was so ugly. You had to put a bag over it. South Carolina State with an overall record of 3-25. Just give up on basketball, y'all. Give up on basketball. So we are going to get into the SWAC women's. And as y'all see, like I said, Jackson State with the big victory over Prairie View got a lick back 90-65. Let me let me get get my buddy over here because she would be very excited about what was going on with Southern today. Let me get into this. The women. Yes. All right. All right. So tonight's game, like I said, tonight's game, the victory over Prairie View guarantees Jackson State does win the SWAC outright. The regular season outright. No, I don't. Nobody has a chance in hell to actually catch up to Jackson State. So the closest somebody would be Alabama State. And also depends on how they play at a. They could finish at 13-4, 12-5. Because remember, everybody got like 2 games left after this. But continuing on, y'all. Continuing on. All right. She's here. She's here. She's here. See? It's working.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Okay.
All right.
They doing senior night, I guess. I didn't know that Angel Jackson it doesn't have another year.
She don't?
She
Or she does?
she's being introduced for senior night.
She might have a COVID year.
Oh, she was just
Might have a COVID year.
it's Woodard, Angel Jackson, Covington. That's a lot of players to replace.
Yep. And guess what? Coach Reed is gonna be on the side. She's gonna be on the ball too to replace him.
I remember they was talking about, well, oh, she's not gonna have she's not gonna
Misha.
have yeah. They still ran through the SWAC. Minus that one little bump in the road.
So going through the SWAC, going through the SWAC action for the women. You want to hear about an upset?
FAMU beat somebody else.
FAMU beat Southern tonight, 57-50. 57-50. Southern is in 5th place right now at 10-6 in the conference. FAM is 4-13, and you basically let this team come in. You went to Tallahassee. You got beat from start to finish. And what happened was FAM made Southern play their game.
Southern on both sides, on both the men's and the women's teams, been faltering towards the end.
Mm-hmm. Grambling defeats Bethune-Cookman 59-52.
That's not a very large margin, but I think we all expected for that.
Right, but also Bethune is on a 5-game losing streak too. Remember, they was 9-3 2 weeks ago in the conference. They were 9-3 in the conference 2 weeks ago. They're on a 5-game losing streak. And then Alcorn defeats Texas Southern women 72-66.
What happened with Alabama A&M? Did they lose tonight?
They didn't have a game tonight. They play on Thursday.
Is that their last game?
That is the second to last game. So they have 2 games left. We have 2 games left after this one tonight. So pretty much everybody has 2 games left. But
I'm not really for the men's game. I'm just not the men's side of things. They always play real close. They keep it so close. It's
the blood pressure boys.
Yeah, I'm not ready for that. I don't need a headache.
Here we go. Mr. Ford.
Hey, can y'all hear me?
We can hear you.
Hey, Mr. Mona.
Hey, Mr. Ford, how you doing?
All right, Doc, you doing all right?
And I'm doing good. I had told the people I had to leave early because I ain't had no work today. I was like, I'm just here just to be here. But
I heard something today I want to ask y'all about. Did y'all hear anything about, the 2 guys from Jodeci, KC, and what's the other one's name?
JoJo, his brother.
Okay, did one of them have a stroke on stage?
I won't even know.
Wait, what?
It's something going around that one of them they think had a stroke on stage or something.
Who?
Out of the 2 brothers, I got to go back and read the whole thing. I was told today, supposedly there's a story out that Jodeci, it's KC and JoJo, is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, supposedly one of them had a stroke on stage.
Right.
I was just, have y'all heard that?
I haven't heard that.
I'm getting ready to Google it.
Yeah. And the other thing, have we seen anything? Have we sent congratulations to Alabama State for sweeping the indoor men and women's championship? Did we say anything about
that? Indoor track and field?
Yeah.
I haven't heard about that.
We probably didn't. Do they have an Alabama State YouTube channel? Does anybody represent Alabama State?
Yeah, they do.
Saying, do you have any podcasters that represent Alabama State?
It's one.
I see 2 guys, 2 young guys look like they kind of doing something for Alabama State.
Yeah,
I've heard them 1 or 2 times.
All the different HBCU
yes, we do
podcasters,
and then Mr. Mona, we need to have a conference. We need to have a conference. The Black podcasters for the HBCUs.
That sounds good.
Yeah. The only thing, where are we gonna have it? We're gonna do Atlanta, New Orleans, Houston, Dallas. Where are we gonna have it?
Don't matter to me.
Oh, that sounds nice.
Yeah.
Houston?
Or Charlotte. Could we do Charlotte or let's see what else? DC, Nashville,
Atlanta.
Yeah. We'd have the Black podcasters for the HBCUs.
Hey. So I was saying Jackson State is the outright conference regular season conference champions.
That's women.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, she gonna do it again next year. Listen, man. Y'all just better hope and pray nobody don't come in and take that lady from you. I
was getting ready to say, I thought you said she needed her pay raise.
Yeah, she needed a raise.
She did need a pay raise. She needed a pay raise after that near win she should have had last season in the tournament.
That's right. After that LSU game, she should have went to at least what, 250 to 300,000.
Mm-hmm.
Cause she doing it, man. I heard you talking about, she's going to have to reload for next year. I have no doubt she'll be big and better next year because she know how to go get them. Because she's taking over SWAC women's basketball. And you were asking the question. Somebody, I think it was you, Doc. You said you like to see them play. I think you said Norfolk State. Mm-hmm. I would go with Jackson. I like the guy at Norfolk State. His name is Vickers. He played for Norfolk State, and he was at one time a assistant coach on the men's side. But as far as the women, I mean the personnel, nah, they couldn't stay with Jackson. I've seen them. I've
Yeah,
seen
but
Norfolk women.
it would make for good basketball though.
Yeah, it would be good, but I think that Jackson would wear them out in the second half. Because I've seen Norfolk. They play good ball now. The Vickers is good with his X's and O's. He does it. He's not getting the caliber of girl that Miss Reed is getting. Miss Reed is going out getting the 6'4", 6'5". The girl from that played at Southern Cal. They stay at Southern Cal for a year, and then she brings them to Jackson. They not doing that now. Nah, they ain't doing that. No, they ain't got them. They're not getting that kind of personnel.
Nah. Yeah, you want to go to the East Coast though too. I mean, not East Coast, but West Coast, East Coast. I just want to go anywhere where I can pick up.
Yeah, me too. Because I heard you talking about Southern. Now, Doc, I done said this now. Southern University basketball, men's basketball team is a donut team.
It was just women.
Yeah, but I'm just talking about that men's program. I heard you announce earlier. You said the Southern's boys lost again, right?
No, women.
Oh, the boys didn't lose.
The men are just now starting to play.
Oh, okay. Because Southern's men are reeling. They've been. What'd you say? They've lost 3 in a row or 4 in a row?
The women.
No, the men.
The men.
Southern's men.
Let me see. I could go back to it.
Because I think you said one day that maybe last week you said they had lost 3 in a row.
I think they did lose 3 in a row.
Do you think
they got that donut team.
MEAC SWAC challenge. Juwan says that they should do a MEAC SWAC challenge for the men and women's basketball team.
Oh, it would be great. Hey, that's right. I'm all for that. I'm all for it. I'm all for that.
It's iron sharpens iron, and
that's right. That's right. Yeah. Oh, I would love to see that guy Moulton at North Carolina Central go up against Sean Woods at Southern, and then that guy at I'm trying to think of coach. Is it Jones? Jones is at Norfolk. I'd like to see him go up against the guy at Alcorn, and then your guy. Yeah, now your guy. What's your guy name at Jackson? Your men's coach.
Mo Williams.
Mo Williams go up against the guy up at Howard University.
Blake, man, that would be a nice match.
Yeah, that would be. Now the thing is, would you want them to be in the respective gyms, or would you want one location? Like y'all said, would you want all of them to come to Dallas? Would you want all of them to come to New Orleans? Would you want all of them to come to Atlanta? Like that. That's the other decision that would have to be made. And then I wouldn't mind about inviting them NAIA schools like Langston and was it Talladega and
Talladega got a nice. Yeah, Talladega got a nice basketball squad. Langston also look in the D2. You talking?
Yeah, D2, Savannah State. Who now? They say Winston-Salem won the CIAA tournament this week.
Salem won the CIAA.
Yeah. Who won the girls? Who won the girls CIAA?
Elizabeth City.
And this is the other thing, Doc. You know what we need to do is look at the stats as far as money making. Was it better to have it in Baltimore, or is it better to go back to Charlotte? I'd like to get some stats on that.
I had
based off of the attendance. They were saying that the attendance in Baltimore is way better than the attendance.
For real?
In Charlotte.
It's better than Charlotte?
It's better than Charlotte.
I mean, Charlotte is more like a party. Like everybody goes to the parties and the day parties, but they weren't actually watching the basketball.
Oh, so they weren't doing 15,000 at the games in Charlotte?
That's what
Dave
said.
Yeah.
Whoa. I just like to see the numbers.
I would say, looking at it from a standpoint as far as doing it in Baltimore, because to me, Baltimore is, like you said, Baltimore is an actual basketball town. Yeah,
it is. There's some great athletes. You remember Dunbar High, Reggie Williams, Muggsy Bogues, the one that died. Remember the one that died, Reggie Lewis?
Reggie Lewis.
That guy was named Bob Wade. He was the head basketball coach at Dunbar High. Left Dunbar and went to Maryland. They didn't do him right at Maryland.
Right.
But they had, like you said, now they got some super athletes that come out of Baltimore, Maryland. That school was known as the Dunbar Poets. That was they won the national championship. I believe that was 1983.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they had some man. Everybody on that team almost went pro.
Yeah, because Reggie Williams went pro.
Yeah, you remember the Dozier twins? You had the Dozier twins. One was named Perry Dozier. They were like about 6'10", 6'11".
Yeah. So yeah. Reggie Williams went to Georgetown.
Georgetown, yeah, went to Denver
Reggie
Nuggets and Clippers, I think.
Mm-hmm.
You had Muggsy Bogues. Muggsy Bogues went to Wake Forest, I think, or somewhere.
It with Charlotte.
Yeah, that's right. Was with Charlotte. As a matter of fact, isn't he still in Charlotte?
I think so.
Yeah, there was a guy named, like I said, the guy that died was named Reggie Lewis.
He was at Northeastern.
Northeastern, played for Jimmy Calhoun, I think.
Mm-hmm. Played for Jimmy Calhoun and then got drafted by the Celtics.
Well, you're right about that Baltimore. Now, I'm going to tell you something. When I was a student in AU Center, I was at Clark. At that time, it was Clark College. And we would have intramurals. And, man, let me tell you something. We would have the kids from Connecticut, Chicago, New York, Atlanta, Miami. You know, they would have those teams. Man, it wasn't nothing like them boys from Baltimore, man. Them boys from Baltimore could hoop, man. Them boys could play, man.
So right now we in the MEAC men's right now. So right now they are 9-3. Norfolk and Howard are 9-3. So they're tied for first place. Howard is on a 2-game losing streak right now, and Norfolk just won. I think they had one on Saturday.
What now? This is men or women?
Men.
Let me tell you something. Now, Doc, y'all can take this to the bank. That boy at Howard is doing a good job. He can't handle that guy at Norfolk, man. That guy at Norfolk's got a top-notch pro. Is his name Jones? What's that pro coach?
Yeah, Robert Jones.
Man, Robert Jones got a program, man. I've seen him, man.
Thursday. That's the last game. They play Thursday.
Yeah, that boy, he's got a program up there, man. It's usually him and that guy Moulton up at North Carolina Central.
Yeah.
Moulton's kind of down in the standings this year, isn't he?
He's actually middle of the pack. So he's at 84. 8-4. So basically, Norfolk and Howard are tied at 9-3 for first place. Eastern Shore and Central are tied for second place at 8-4.
Yeah. Okay.
Morgan is at 6-6, but they had a lot of injuries in their backcourt. So their guards, I think their main guard is injured. So pretty much it's a 5-school race, 5-team race.
Now, so, Doc, do you remember Marvin Webster? You remember Marvin Webster? They called him the human eraser.
That name sounds familiar.
He came out of Morgan State, I think in the 70s. They won a national championship with him. Now, back then, let me go back a little bit. Morgan State was tough, and so was that Maryland Eastern Shore you talking about. I think the Maryland Eastern Shore team played in the NIT. Somebody from Baltimore up there, y'all listening? Tell me if I'm right or wrong. But that was back in the 70s. They had a boy named Marvin Webster. He went to the Seattle Supersonics and might have played for the New York Knicks. But they won a national championship up there. At that time, it used to be called the Small College National Championship. We call it now Division II Championship. But
what you about to say, Donna?
Say now?
What you gonna say? I'm sorry. What you about to say?
I don't know nothing about that.
Which one? Lizzie, look it up, Mr. Put in Marvin Webster's name in your computer. I know you sitting by your computer.
I am. You said Marvin.
Yeah,
Marvin Webster. He was a 7-footer. And I think he went to Morgan State. Somebody, anybody in the chat? You looking at it? I'm not looking at the chat.
Yeah, I see him.
Did he go to Morgan State?
Let's go ahead and look him up.
Yeah, he was about 7 feet. They call him the human eraser.
He played for the Knicks?
Yeah. What did he go to Morgan?
Let me see. Present, share.
I'm going to look at the chat too. Let me see if I can put the chat up. I'm on my phone. Because I know somebody's got to be on him from back in the day.
Oh yeah, he went to Morgan State
Yeah,
University.
he went to Morgan because they won the championship. They won the small college championship back in the day.
Did you pull it up?
Yeah, let me see. My bad. There you go.
Hey, somebody got, man, I used to love David Wingate. He was from Dunbar. That's right. He Georgetown guy. Yeah, man, I used to love them guys, man. That Muggsy Bogues could play too, man. I used to love that guy, man.
Muggsy Bogues played for the Charlotte.
Charlotte. Yeah. You know, the big guy from Georgetown that was from Indian River. What was his name? He's a second in command down there with the Miami Heat now. What's his? Alonzo Mourning.
Oh, yeah. It says that he joins the National Collegiate Basketball Hall of Fame in 2008.
Yeah, he did.
And
Right
he said that he's one of 11 from HBCUs. There's Willis Reed Jr. from
I remember.
State.
Yeah.
Vernon the Pearl Monroe from.
Oh, you know who that is? They number one of them.
Earl Big Cat Lloyd from West Virginia State.
He was one of the first black players in the NBA. That guy you just called out.
Earl Lloyd, Big Cat.
Yeah, Earl Lloyd was one of the first black players in the NBA. He came from a black school called West Virginia State.
And Samuel Jones from North Carolina Central.
Oh, they used to turn him out of. Listen, you can go back. There's a long history at North Carolina Central. Sam Jones, yeah, you know, he went to the Boston Celtics. He and Bill Russell won all them darn championships together. See, they don't talk about Bill Russell got 11 NBA titles, I think. You know, we love to talk about Jordan got 6. Bill Russell had 11.
Yeah, one as a player coach.
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
Marquise Haynes is from Langston.
That's right. He was a globetrotter. He was been a dribble specialist. Yeah.
Barnett from Tennessee State.
Oh, he's still living. They called him
Dick Barnett.
Dick Barnett. Called him Skull Barnett. He was from wait a minute. He was from Gary, Indiana. His jumper, they call it Fallback Baby. He got a championship ring with the Knicks and maybe one with the Lakers. No, I know with the Knicks. He's still living. They just honored him in Nashville maybe a week or two ago. He's in a wheelchair. He averaged like 30-some points a game in college. He should be in the College Hall of Fame. Called him Skull Barnett. He's from Gary, Indiana, school, black school up there, a legendary school in Gary, Indiana called Roosevelt. There's some super athletes that come out of that school, man.
The people that I'm naming are all in the National Collegiate Basketball Hall of Fame.
Right.
And then there's Travis the Machine Grant from Kentucky State.
That's right. Yeah. Now, he was a school teacher and a coach up here in Atlanta. He played with a boy named Elmore Smith. Elmore Smith was 7 feet. He was from Macon, Georgia. Now, Machine Gun, was he from Alabama? I think he was from Alabama, wasn't he? Wasn't he from the state of Alabama?
I'll look it up.
Yeah. He was a teacher up here. Huh?
Bob Hopkins.
Bob Hopkins played for, guess who his coach was? The football coach, Eddie Robinson. Eddie Robinson was his coach. He went to a team called the Syracuse Nationals. That's back in the 50s.
Eddie Robinson was the actual football coach, baseball, and basketball.
That's right. Eddie Robinson was Bob Hopkins' coach. Bob Hopkins, one of the greatest players to ever play at Grambling.
It says Bob Hopkins was born in Des Moines, Iowa. Oh, let me see.
He's born in Iowa?
No, let me see. Robert.
Oh, okay.
Robert M. Hopkins. He's a native of Jonesboro, Louisiana.
Yeah, that's not far from Grambling. Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
That's right.
And the next one is Zelmo Betty from Prairie View.
Prairie View. He played for the Atlanta Hawks. Yeah, then he played in ABA. Yeah. Zelmo's deceased now. I think they won a national championship. They won a small college national championship.
And then Theo Hill from Winston-Salem State.
That's his son that's coaching at Winston-Salem right now. That's his son. That was Theo Hill Sr. This boy's named Cleo Hill Jr. Yeah, that's his son.
So those are the I'm guessing this particular article was written in 2018. So this was written in 2018. So there may be more HBCU.
I'm surprised you didn't call out them boys from Jackson State. It was one was named Purvis Short and Eugene Short. They all went pro.
Yeah,
I'm surprised they didn't make it.
Somebody did say it. It says
yeah.
Jackson State. No, all they said was Jackson State beat Marvin Webster and Morgan State when Purvis Short was at JSU.
They did? What year was that?
Had to be
Did they
like
say what year it was? Ooh, I'd like to go back. I'd like to do the history on that.
let's
So
see,
Jackson State beat Morgan State when Marvin Webster was there?
Mm-hmm.
Darn. Thought we had to do that research on that.
Right now, I'm looking at the MEAC. These schools they are in they should be going into overtime, right? Not overtime, halftime right now. Either halftime or in the second half. So Coppin State is up by 14 against Delaware State, 56-42 with 10:31 left in the second half. North Carolina Central is drubbing Norfolk by 23 right now.
That guy's good, man. I told you, man. That guy's name is Moulton. I can't remember.
The women's team won tonight. Norfolk, they won and they were crowned champions.
Yeah, Norfolk girls are good. But let me tell you something. That guy, that Moulton guy, man, does a lot with a little bit, man. That guy's dangerous when it comes to those tournaments. He usually fights it out with that guy at Norfolk State. That's why I say, if it comes down to Norfolk and Howard, let's go with Norfolk. Let's go with Norfolk State.
Howard is up by 5 on South Carolina State, 57-52. They got 12 minutes left in the second half.
Right.
And Morgan State is leading by 4 at halftime against Eastern Shore, 39-35.
Is that game in Baltimore or in
it's in Eastern Shore.
Oh, it's Eastern Shore. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now they're up by 24. So yeah, they're Central ain't playing tonight.
Man, that boy's good, man. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I thought that guy'd probably be at UNC Charlotte or something, man. I've seen this guy in person, man. That Moulton guy's good, man.
And
you ever seen him, Doc? You ever seen him, Doc?
Who is that?
His name is Moulton.
Mm-hmm.
That guy's good, man.
Yeah, he the real deal.
Yeah,
so we're going to SWAC action right now. FAMU is up on Southern by 5, 40 to 35. The men's.
Oh, that's
14:58 left in the second half. Grambling is winning against the Bethune.
Again?
Yeah, Grambling is winning against the Bethune, 49-34.
They only down by 2.
Yeah, 49-43. Yeah. Because I'm reading off of ESPN. 49-43, Grambling right now. 7 minutes, 25 seconds left in the second half. Alcorn, Texas Southern is just starting right now. So they just started the game. And then, like you said, Jackson State and Prairie View on the men's side, they'll get ready to start up in a little bit after the senior night for the women.
Right.
But
they haven't even started up yet because they had all those presentations and
Oh yeah, that's right. Senior night, yeah, that's right.
So
yeah,
let's go into this debate. Where we was talking about this earlier. I think people lost their dang on mind.
What we talking about here?
I got you.
What I need to pull up my stats.
Yep.
This one?
Yep. You already know. So remember we was talking about we was talking about the when Shador won the Deacon Jones Award. So
I thought he earned it. I'm sorry, I thought he earned it.
Well, some people say that. Well, it's really most MEAC people say that.
Oh, I done seen some SWAC schools talking out the side of their neck too.
Well, they some haters.
I think. Listen, let me say this too, and I was hoping Blue was on here. Hey, Blue, He better than that Carson Wentz. Shedeur Sanders is better than the Carson Wentz. And Carson Wentz done made all that money with all them teams. He done been to Philly. They gave him millions. And he went to the Colts. Now he done went to the Commanders, and all of them done got rid of. So he better than Carson Wentz. I can say, what Blue? I hope Blue on him. That's why I'm waiting to ask Blue. When the history is all said and done, who's going to be the best one?
I think Blue said he had a show tonight.
Oh, yeah, show. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, so people done lost some people, there's one part that people are losing their mind on, that Shedeur said that he didn't deserve to win the award over Davius Richard. Now, we know David that Richard with North Carolina Central, they won the Black National Championship. Okay, right. They won the Celebration Bowl. All right, but putting the two side by side, passing numbers.
His number is 2. Shedeur Sanders' number is 2, but he ain't 2. He ain't number 2.
Right. So
to put his number 2, but he's not number 2, and it's not close. Like people are saying, it could have went either way. No, it could not have went either way. His completion percentage was 70.6%.
And that's great.
63.9%. And then they tried to argue strength of schedule, but North Carolina Central's strength of schedule was actually 3 spots lower than Jackson State. So they were at 112 according to Massey ratings, and Jackson State was at 109. Because they play Winston-Salem State, the D2 school.
Yeah.
And they also played Virginia Lynchburg, who was winless last season.
Yep, and that hurt them. Even though
Mr. Brown said Wentz was a baller in 2017 before he got hurt.
Now
who was that now?
Mr. Brown, that's Jason Brown, our quarterback.
Yeah.
That's his dad.
Yeah.
Okay. Got hurt. Before he got hurt, he was a baller.
Before he got hurt, he was a baller. If you really think about it, they had some good victories. They had some great victories, especially when I get this to Central to go up to New Hampshire to play New Hampshire and beat them like they stole something.
Yeah,
so they had the lead in that whole game all the way through.
Right.
What messed them up was the loss to Campbell.
Yeah,
the loss to South Carolina State.
So, the loss to South
Carolina
did.
State. That's right. They lost to South Carolina. That was televised. That game was on television.
State was 3-8 this past season.
Yeah, they failed badly.
That was the only win that they got in their conference was against North Carolina Central.
Yeah, because that game was televised.
And
now they blew Morgan out too. Now Central blew Morgan out. I saw that on television.
Yeah, they destroyed Morgan.
They blew. Yeah.
Blew Morgan out. Got beat by Campbell.
Yeah.
Beat the breaks off of Winston-Salem State, but it's a D2 school, and a lot of people were saying that, well, it's a rivalry. Like I'm not really concerned about what's a rivalry or what's not. It was a D2 school.
Yeah,
true, but I don't think they would. I don't think in this case with North Carolina Central, they could say it's a D2 school, but they weren't really trying to go to no dang on FCS playoffs. They wanted to go there. Their objective was Celebration Bowl.
Yeah.
Well, my biggest argument is that Akil Glass won last year, and Alabama A&M went 7-3, and they didn't even go to the SWAC championship. Yeah. It's based off of the quarterback stats.
Okay.
And that's true. Even outperformed on paper. So if you look at the piece of paper, Shedeur Sanders had 5 touchdowns in the Celebration Bowl.
Yeah, he had a good game.
4 passing and 1 rushing.
Yeah, but we don't want to take nothing away from that Akil Glass. That guy was good.
Right.
Oh yeah, and
that
that
guy
was
was
the
good, man.
argument. It was
Yeah,
just basically Akil's overall stats. Like
yeah,
he,
yeah. That guy. I thought he was an NFL type quarterback. Did he get a chance to go in the league?
he
He
was.
hit with the
I thought he's in
Panthers, not Panthers,
the
but the Steelers.
USFL, ain't he? Or
Huh?
XFL?
Oh, he's
He
in the
went to the Steelers.
XFL.
I want to say he went to one of them.
Cause he was a smart quarterback. He had the size. He was 6'5". Supposedly was an engineering major, smart guy. I watched him, on those games. I saw him play against FAM. I saw him play against Jackson. I thought he was a big time guy. I did. I liked him. I liked that Akil Glass.
I thought he got drafted by the New Orleans Breakers for
I think he did. Yeah, I thought I remember something like that too.
the USFL.
Yeah.
I don't see.
I hope he can make it. I hope he make
it. He's with the USFL, New Orleans Breakers. So
yeah, I like that guy, man.
Stats or anything on here?
Huh?
I said I don't see any stats. I'm looking at I'm trying to figure out the information. I don't see anything on here. I mean, I know that he did get drafted, but I don't know.
Yeah, I kind of remember that too.
He got drafted by the not the Steelers. He got drafted by the Buccaneers. And,
that's right, out there. I remember. Yeah, that's right. He went to but he got cut, right?
He got cut.
Right.
I don't think he got drafted. He was invited to the rookie camp.
Right. That's right. That's right. I remember that. Yeah. But I liked him, man. I thought he was good. I thought he was outstanding at A&M. To me, they have not replaced him. And he was the face of that program for about, 3 or 4 years?
4 years.
A&M ain't been right since.
That's right. They ain't been right since. That's why I keep telling people, A&M has to have an outstanding quarterback for that program to roll. They can't have a mediocre guy.
He's the all-time leading quarterback for A&M with over 12,000 yards, 103 touchdowns. So he did what he's supposed to do.
Yeah.
He got coached by one of the coaches in Black college football and Connor Emmanuel. But he did win a national championship. Remember, this is spring season.
Yeah, I remember that.
They won
I remember.
Who won?
Alabama
A&M. Remember they beat Pine Bluff, I think.
Yep. You talking about the one that the season was canceled?
The one when it was a COVID. Remember, they didn't play in the fall. They played in the spring when everybody was watching them. That was Deion's actually first season.
Okay. Mm-hmm. I just remember that a lot of those games got canceled and it wasn't a true representation. I don't know. Do you think it was a true representation of the SWAC?
No, it wasn't. It was a COVID.
I feel like this before the moment I said this way it came about. This is more like preseason.
Yeah,
preseason
right.
Football.
Yeah.
I was ready to say
because remember Deion put off 30 after the spring season. He put 35 players off the team.
I mean, after he got embarrassed.
Yeah, he took 35 after because Alabama State actually won the championship in Jackson. They won the game in Jackson.
They won the game in Jackson because it was central location.
Yeah, that's right, central location.
So another thing that people don't understand from that spring season, we went into Grambling, which is a hard place to go to.
Right.
To play in a hole.
Yeah.
Went in there and came out by the skin of our teeth. Seriously.
That was the first game, right? Was that the first game? Or what?
That was the third game.
Third game. That's right. The first was that the first road game?
Yeah, this is the first road game.
Road game. That's right. That was on national TV too.
Yeah. If Aubrey Miller didn't punch the ball out of Keelan Elder's hands, that game would have been over.
Yeah.
And we would have went home with an L.
Was Higginbotham? Was it Higginbotham? What was that quarterback? The big guy.
Gregory Higginbotham.
Yeah. Now he was a quarterback, right?
Yep. Right before he was.
That's right. Yeah, I remember.
He transferred to Tennessee State.
That's right. Because you had the Jones kid. You had the Jones kid that transferred from University of Florida.
That's correct.
Yeah, I remember that game. Now, like I said, that now one thing about that spring season, everybody I talked to was watching them.
Right.
Everybody was watching them. I know they was here in Atlanta. Everybody was watching them.
So yeah, it was to me that season was more like preseason to me.
Yeah.
It did count, but to us it really don't count.
Once we got to the hill or whatever they call it, and we put up that 61-15.
Oh yeah, the homecoming game. Yeah, that was a different. Like I said, after that spring season, they say Deion took 35 scholarships. He was kicking people off left and right.
I felt like that was a turning point.
Yeah, he redid that program.
We've been able to bounce back.
Which one? A&M?
Yeah, they haven't been.
No, they haven't. But like I said, Mr. Mona, they have. See, Alabama A&M has to have what I call a Power 5 quarterback. That program, they have to have an outstanding quarterback, and then that program rolls. They can't go with like a mediocre quarterback because of that system that Cornell Maynor runs. He's got to have a Power 5 transfer to run his system. Right. What you think about that, Doc?
I mean, he's either a Power 5 transfer to run the system, or he can get somebody that's quarterback that's a pocket type passer. Because
Mr. Pearson must be an A&M fan.
What did he say?
He said we'll bounce back this year.
You got to have a big time quarterback. I'm gonna say that to you. Now, if you got a big time quarterback, you will.
Like I said, the level of play in the SWAC, we can obviously see it by how many players have gotten drafted in the XFL, USFL, the NFL. Right. The standard has been raised.
Yeah, and it's going to get even better. It's going to get even better.
Say, as long as we win the SWAC, that's not guaranteed. Or as long as we go to the Celebration Bowl, like, every game is a championship game. Because there's going to be people watching.
Oh yeah.
Oh, and Mr. Pearson said they got 3 quarterbacks this year. Okay.
Where are they from, Mr. Pearson? Are they Power? I mean, I'm sorry. Are they Division I transfers or Power 5? Where are they from? Because I'm telling you, Alabama A&M has to have a premier passer. They can't just go with a dual threat and this and all that. And I ain't trying to be funny, but that little boy that came from Jackson State, he was not the answer.
Quincy Casey.
He wasn't the answer. Nah. He wasn't. They wanted him to be the answer, but he was not.
He wasn't the answer. You could see it, and you have to see it from both sides. Like, yes, he had a big game, especially when he was in Jackson. He did have a big game.
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
Alabama in the spring season, but that still didn't translate him to take that spot, even though we already knew that spot was going to get taken by Shedeur.
Oh, yeah, so without a doubt.
Go to Alabama State, Alabama A&M. Of course, you got to sit out. I mean, you're going to sit behind a kill glass.
Right.
It's your time to take the reins, to take the mantle, and you still couldn't do it.
He didn't look good this year. I saw him. I watched him at least 3 times. He just, like I said, and ask that Mr. Pearson again, where them kids from? What are the schools they come from?
Northern Illinois, one of them's from the University of Buffalo, and the third one is a high school product.
Now, let me just say this. Now, usually them kids from the University of Buffalo, them quarterbacks, they be all right. Now, I don't know nothing about this boy. What's the boy's name? So I can look him up.
But he's nice. He can.
That's what I'm saying. Usually, University of Buffalo have some nice quarterbacks. Because that's what the Alabama A&M's, they gotta have a big time quarterback. See, Alabama A&M's offense, it's the main person. I mean, of course, the offensive line, but the main person that runs that offense has got to be an outstanding quarterback. They got to have a kill glass kind of guy. Somebody that's like a pro prospect.
Right.
They can't get around that. Because, see, that offense that Cornell Maynor is running, it's kind of like an NFL arena league. it's on a higher level than your average college team.
But remember, Connell played in the Arena League, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That offense stands a little bit deeper. It's not the regular college offense. It's not. He's got to have a big time quarterback. Now, I tell you this: if he starts back talking, that means he got a big time quarterback. Because if you notice, like Mr. Mona said, ever since that homecoming game, he's not doing any talking. You don't hear. That's not Cornell. Cornell is a braggadocious. He talks trash.
Yeah.
Cause you know what? Jackson State is so petty. Like when you come for us, like it's just both of them, Alabama State and Alabama A&M, were being real petty when Coach Prime came and he didn't have any of his players. He was just kind of testing things out for that spring ball. Everybody was being petty.
Oh yeah.
But then when it came time for that fall season,
oh yeah, baby.
Did nobody? We're gonna make you pay for basically being petty.
Yeah, that's when they brought in that James Houston, right?
Ran through the SWAC.
Yeah.
For 2 years in a row, and we just had the number 1 HBCU recruiting class again without Coach Prime.
Yeah.
Everybody's gunning for Jackson State, so imagine another year undefeated.
Yeah, man. That would be the third year in a row
with no celebrity coach.
Yeah, and I think it could happen.
Yeah, in the SWAC, yes, to be.
Hey, somebody call Mr. Campbell. Call Mr. Campbell. Call Mr. Campbell. Hey, Mr. Campbell, put them wigs down and call us.
Oh Lord, I'm gonna get a text from Mr. Campbell. So we're gonna
put the wigs down and call us.
Down and call us.
This will be the last thing we're gonna talk about tonight. Okay. We are going to talk about this situation.
You being messy now.
I'm not being messy.
You know what? I knew this though. I told him, I said, if need to come back to Jackson, please have your bodyguards. I knew that. I told him, I said, if he comes to Jackson, have his bodyguards.
Can you pull up the statement that he said on HBCU game day? And I'm gonna tell you the reason why people we ain't having no hissy fit, but you can't double dip. You can't be double dipping.
I'm just going to tell you this while I'm looking for that specific video. This is what I'll tell you about what Coach Prime did and what he is doing. So basically, Coach Prime tried to gut Jackson State, the resources. Like, it's just certain weird stuff that he's doing, like flying in the owner of the restaurant, Johnny T's, to cook, or taking those 2 student, I think there was 2 girls that were working underneath Lauren.
Yeah, they up there with her.
He took them, and he took Lauren, and he took, he just basically felt like he could gut the program. But Jackson State was just like, we're resilient. And the regime change was so smooth that, it was kind of like, dang, they're really about to just blow through the SWAC again without me. So once Coach Prime could no longer speak like about Jackson State, unless it was in a positive light, he kind of used Neely, because you can't be in a Colorado building using Colorado Wi-Fi. You got Colorado behind you with a Colorado sweater on, and you over here talking about Jackson State. That don't
even though yes, and even though even though he did graduate from Jackson State, understandably so, he still has, he has ties to it. He's alum.
There's a lot of people that graduated from Jackson State. What does that mean?
Is to me is not going to be able. You're not going to be able to do what you want to do. And Jay Blue, I will agree with you. He allowed himself to get used. Now this is what we learned yesterday off of Jeff Lacey. Shout out to Jeff Lacey because that's where I'm getting this stuff from. So it's 3 calls on his show that I listened to. 2 of them I listened to all 3, right? But we want to get to the point where this is what he was talking about, where Neely was talking about.
I pulled it up so you can pull up what he actually said.
Right.
So we can listen to what he said.
All right, let's get to it.
So I wish anybody the best covering Jackson State, and we need more people covering it, not less. But, when you talk about the Chuck thing, and you say it in a jovial manner, but here's the bigger picture. There does appear to be some concerted effort that if Deion Sanders used to do it, we ain't doing it that way. I don't know why that's the case. I haven't heard that from somebody. This is just my eyeball test looking around at changes that take place. It just seems to be that, a guy who won 2 back-to-back SWAC championships in an undefeated conference manner, I guess was doing something wrong as it related to access and media attention.
There were several things that were wrong.
Right.
Deion Sanders and Deion Sanders Jr. and pregame show were the ones that were making the money, not Jackson State University.
Right.
And as far as like changing things, it's a regime change. When the White House switches out people, some people stay on board and other people, they give their resignation letters and they on their way out the door. Like, right. I feel like what happened is that Neely thought it was going to be X, Y, and Z in Colorado. And while the views suggest that he's doing very well, like with his channel, the love is not there. The appreciation and people it's a different type of love that you get from HBCUs, regardless of what anybody is saying. Like,
amen.
There's a different type of culture and that can't be replicated in a place like Colorado, no matter how much you try. You can contact our somebody said that there's a possibility that the Colorado band director tried to contact the Sonic Boom of the South.
For what?
For what?
What's going on, Jay Blue?
And that's my thing. Like, you're getting all of these views, and yet you're still concerned about Jackson State. Or Deion Sanders is getting $5 million a year, looking at the mountains every morning.
Mm-hmm.
You have all of your coaching staff paid. You have the facilities that you could ever want and need, and yet there are people that are around you and in your vicinity and in your circle who are still worried about what Jackson State is doing. Like, we don't have to no coach is going to do something exactly like how you do it. They're going to make the changes that they want to make.
Oh yeah, no doubt about it.
Y'all see what Mr. Brown said?
What he said?
He said changes. We said Jackson changing things.
Oh yeah.
You got to. What's up, Jay Blue? What's going on, man?
Man, chilling. What's going on with y'all?
Hey, Jay Blue.
Hey, how's it going?
Man, I just think, like, with the whole Neely situation, I don't think it would have even been bad if he would have just rebranded himself and started a whole nother channel. But you just used the pregame show, changed the whole colors. It was almost like he abandoned Jackson State. And then now that he don't have the exclusive access that he once had to Jackson State, now he mad. You can't butter your bread on both sides, man. It is what it is. Exactly. Right? And he not getting that love from Colorado like he was from Jackson State. And now he's
what? At Colorado, he's just another worker, B.
That's it.
He's another worker, B. Right. At Jackson State, once again, everybody knows Neely. He's a Jackson State alum. There's a certain type of reverence, but now it's kind of like they looking at you kind of sideways. And I like that you pointed out that instead of creating a whole new channel, which based off the amount of views that he's getting, him starting a new channel specifically for Colorado, I guarantee you he would have been able to make
He would have blew
20 to
up.
30. You would have made
blew up.
you would have
If-
made your
if-
subscribers within the first 2 weeks. You would have made your watch hours within the first 2 weeks, and you would have had 2 channels monetized.
If he paid attention to like big time YouTubers have 2-3 channels for different type of content, and they just make sure that they say, okay, if you want to see this kind of content, here's the link to my other page. And he possibly would have had some Jackson State supporters that would have actually followed him to actually see some Colorado, content or whatnot.
So here's the first thing I'm about to play. This is from Jeff Lacey, y'all. Jeff Lacey Jr. If y'all watched that show yesterday and you heard them callers on there, like I said, it was 3 distinct callers that I was listening to. I had to listen to like 4 times yesterday. To see what was going on. So the first one is the lady. She from New York City, y'all.
I'm doing well. Just a few things. Neely reminds me of a better girlfriend. I believe when he moved to Colorado.
It's whatchamacallit. Can you turn it? It's vibrant. Not vibrant. It's echoing. You can't hear it.
Negative shots about Jackson State. Someone from higher.
Can you turn that off? Because we can't hear it. It's vibrant. It's echoing.
Either with us or you're not. I mean, the Jackson State thing is
The video.
Yeah, the video is echoing. I guess I can pull. I have that particular one.
that?
I can pull it up.
Yeah, pull that one up, and then it was a guy that was from Philadelphia, and it was Miss Vanessa. Miss Vanessa shut down the whole. She shut down the whole channel with what she had to say. But I want to get to the one with from the New York, because she said a handful, y'all. And
This is the one, I guess, for Miss Vanessa.
okay, so let's do the Miss Vanessa. Yeah.
All right. Let me know when to start playing.
issue.
Start playing now?
Yeah.
When he left that night of the SWAC championship game, he pushed Tracy off the stage. He was rushing the SWAC commissioner to hurry up and pass out the awards. Right after that, he went back to the campus to announce that he was leaving and was on a jet to Colorado. Next day, we see him and Shador in Colorado gear, knowing that we had the Celebration Bowl in 2 weeks. That destroyed every ounce of thing, the momentum that was going on with our team. If he had just waited 2 weeks, we'd have won the Celebration Bowl. And then nobody told him to come to JSU and say that God and Harriet Tubman sent me to level the playing field. He told those lies. So you used us to get to the PWI that you really wanted to be. You wanted to be at a PWI from the beginning, but they weren't even looking at you. Not even SSU, where he attended, would not hire him before we gave him a platform. And then Neely, you are a Jackson State graduate, and you take your Buffalo butt to Colorado and put on Colorado gear, and you think the president of our university is going to allow you access to our campus. That's unrealistic. When you quit a job or resign from a job, do they allow you back in the building to work?
That's no, ma'am.
When does that ever happen?
No, ma'am.
So why does he expect us to still allow him access? That makes no sense. And then you still talking dirt about JSU, throwing dirt on us. You know, you didn't speak up and say when his lying daughter said, the least of the Sanders said that there were killings every month on campus. Neely never came out and said, I attended JSU. That never happened.
Come on.
How do you not support the school that gave you your degree? How do you not say anything? It's ridiculous. And that's all I have to say. So slime time, we don't care about slime time. We don't care about Slow Deandra. We don't care about Buffalo Neely. Keep our names out your mouth and keep it moving. You elevated, remember?
Well,
Boy,
Hold on. Because she shut down the whole call, y'all.
Gunshots.
Yeah.
She shut it down
Now
because
that
ain't no way in the
now
world.
I need to call and let them know that a crime was committed because boy, when I tell you she read him down.
She had go to the lady from New York. It's 8:57. All I gotta say is what she said, she wasn't lying. What she said, she was not lying about what she said. Hey, there ain't no Jeff didn't do nothing, man. I got permission from him. So but she she didn't tell no lie.
No, ditto, baby. Ditto.
You said what number?
It's start at 8:57, 8 minutes 57 seconds.
I mean, it's good to hear like though from people that's not necessarily went to Jackson State. Some of them did, but it's good to hear callers call in and you get that they understand the breadth of him purporting to be something and then switching up. So
Right.
I'm glad that a lot of people called in and gave their opinions. All right, let's see if we can get this.
Oh yeah, bro. She said some more too. Like she wasn't finished. She was trying to unload the clip on. She was trying to put him in the dirt. Got
That one's not playing.
Let me see if I can do it on my end. But I'm not gonna put the. I'll just do the audio.
No, if you pull it up, it's better because it'll go straight through the computer. Here, let me see if I can just send you the link. I don't know why it's on his let me see. Uh-oh.
And I listened to.
Can you hear that?
How you?
Yeah.
How are you?
Hey, I'm doing all
Can you
right.
hear
How are
me?
you? Yes, I can.
Oh, I'm doing well. Just briefly, a few things. Neely reminds me of a bitter ex-girlfriend. I believe when he moved to Colorado, he thought the grass was going to be green on the other side. Furthermore, for him to be dressed in Colorado gear, he's sitting in the players' room in Colorado. He's constantly giving these negative shots about Jackson State. Someone from higher ups at Colorado needs to pull him in the office and say, "Cut the shit. You're either with us or you're not." I mean, the Jackson State thing, it's in the past. What I also do believe is they believe one monkey stopped the show. You see, Ken and Joe and ASVP, them young men got on board, and now they're continuing the platform, the media platform that Jackson State needs. But also, it is a collective effort with everyone involved to make sure that Jackson State does get the media attention that they truly deserve. Last but not least, and I hate to say this, Neely's a snake. You're coming in, you're visiting, like you want to see the basketball games, you want to come in and talk to the players. All he's doing is coming and try to continue to snatch goods from Jackson State to take to Colorado. He turns his back on his people. And at the end of the day, the grass is not green on the other side. and HBCU game day. How is it that you want to follow the first HBCU coach that goes to a Power 5? This is HBCU game day. Focus on your people. I'm sorry, but
no. I mean that's a valid point. That's a very valid point because, like you said,
it's clickbait. It's clickbait for views and money. Keep Jackson State name out of your mouth. Remember, we got high crime. We're poor. We have students being murdered. They don't have, and I'm from New York. I'm not from Jackson, but I love the people at Jackson State. I'm rooting for their team. I'm donating season tickets. Y'all talk so bad about these people. I got one more thing to say, I'm going to hang up. I've been wanting to say this. I thought it was poorly done how Coach Prime exited Jackson State. It was selfish of him to announce after those young men bust their asses and won the SWAC championship. Okay? And then all those young men jumped in the portal because they were afraid and nervous, and that cost them the Celebration Bowl. But you to leave the game and you told those young men it is what it is. You get elevated or you get demoted. And then an hour later, you jump on a jet to Colorado like your shit don't stink. But your whole campaign, you even did it with your kids. Why we chose HBCU, leveling and playing field. It's all about our people. Come on now. The macaroni ain't full of cheese and the collard greens ain't eating like that up there. Get out of here. And he's trying to bring the SWAC flavor up to Colorado. I'm so disappointed, man. I have so much love for him. He's whack. Look at the tactics. You bringing all the rappers, you bring everybody up here, keep talking about it ain't cold, it ain't cold. Bro, you cold and you're bored and you're hungry and
we just have to stop right there because this boy, I tell you, I played it like 5 times.
Oh, that's good stuff right there, man.
And what her and Miss Vanessa said, they were not lying about what they said about what was going on. HBCU game day. Even though, yes, I am cool. I am friends with Stephen J. Gaither on Twitter and stuff for HBCU game day, but you can't double dip. You know what I'm saying?
I think what's more telling is the fact that some of these callers that called in are not actual alums of Jackson State. So it speaks to the kind of like, it's like the gall and the audacity. Why do you guys keep reaching back?
Yeah.
Why do you keep messing with us?
They missing
it. Listen, Jackson State is, and not even just Jackson State, HBCU culture is just bar none.
Right.
It just is. And, you know, Coach Prime highlighted it. If you ever want to lose a recruit, don't let them go. If you don't want to lose one, don't let them come to an HBCU homecoming. So he had all these recruits that he thought that all were going to go to Colorado. He was bringing them to the Jackson State game.
Yeah. He had 300 at the wasn't it 300 at the 400?
It was 300.
300, yeah. He had 300 at the Southern game, 300 at the homecoming game.
What you think, J Blue, man? Because what she said, man, they read the rights, all the rights.
Man, she pulled out the blicky. I was like, well, damn. That's the collection plate, you know.
And that's early. Shout out to Jeff Lacey, man. That was early in his show. She was like the second or third caller on his show.
I mean, his show definitely. If you guys haven't had a chance to go watch it. It's titled that Neely is upset with Jackson State. Watch the whole show. I mean, you're going to have some callers that also come in and they give their side of the story with regard to, you know, in support of Neely and what he's saying, but it really doesn't make any sense for anybody who's saying, well, they have 100,000 followers or they get 1 million views. We know that they get this, and guess what? We still don't care. We don't want them to bother us.
But you know what the thing is though, for me, Neely still has access. He just doesn't have exclusive access like he used to have. He still has
Right.
access to still
But
report.
the school restricted all access for the football team from Neely, and from what I heard from Charles Bishop too.
Well,
But I don't think that you should restrict the access from Bishop.
Well,
Because
I
he's
mean,
still,
after you did that, after you once again tried to shame, see, this is the thing. Certain types of things like shaming, it doesn't work in certain perspectives. Like when you were talking about for advocating for students, shaming could work. But when you talk about like trying to shame us into allowing you access back, that's not going to work.
now, I'm gonna agree with what Adrian Crook said. He was recruiting for Colorado for the last 3 months. You had to put everything in place because ain't no way in the world you're gonna turn everything around like that at Colorado as soon as you get there in January and thinking that you're gonna get all the recruits that you had. No, you've been doing that. You just use Jackson State's name to try to say, yeah, I'm gonna bring you in and we gonna give you a scholarship. But oh, by the way, I'm about to go to Boulder.
Yeah, you're right on that.
If you switch over from Jackson to Boulder to Colorado, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give you that scholarship right there too. So he had to do the same thing, and he had to be able to manipulate and maneuver his way all around that in order to get those recruits to come to Colorado.
Man,
yeah, somebody did an article. Somebody did an article on it, and they said they have been talking to Colorado since last summer. And I think one of the ADs in a presentation made the mistake of saying it, that they had been talking with Deion for a while.
I mean, I already knew that when he went to the Oikos conference in Colorado.
Yeah.
And I made the statement that, especially with corporate men, they make their deals over lunch,
right,
over just a conversation. Now, as far as like the actual contracts and everything else, those might not have been in place. But basically, we're going to bring you on after X, Y, and Z.
Yeah. Supposedly the contracts were discussed in early. The contract was discussed during the Southern Jackson State game when the Southern game was on. I'm sorry. Remember when game day came? Remember when they came to Jackson? Okay, that's when they said the contract was discussed then. That was in October.
Right, but the actual before the contract was discussed in August or September.
Yeah, they said they were talking. I think as far as maybe July, June, they were talking.
Now I'm gonna listen to Best to do it. Charles Bishop, he does need to separate from Neely and get his own platform because Bishop cares more. He cares more about the school, and he knew he wasn't going to be able to leave out to go to Colorado to do anything like that. He wasn't following the money. He stayed at Jackson because he loves Jackson.
I mean, not only that, it must be Neely's channel. So that's going to be a lesson to anybody who decides to get a channel with someone.
Yeah.
It's best for, unless you're like married, y'all need to both have a channel and stream, because now Charles Bishop is a casualty of war. And there's a lot of people
that with Dr. Cavill and them. And
he's with Dr. Cavill with Dr. Cavill, AD Drew. He's with the HBCU sports.
I mean, still, you had your own platform with the pregame show, and instead of talking to Neely Neely was just kind of spiteful. Like he had a post where he said he was somewhere around Colorado to represent that he's forever SWAC. He's just doing like little teasing. I felt like it, and now that we want to tease you. Now you pouting. Now you mad.
Yeah,
I'm gonna just say this: they just need to hope. They just need to really focus on their team and pray they make it to 6 wins in the fall. Because if they don't make it,
I doubt it.
I'm telling you, it's gonna be rough. It's gonna be rough.
They think that black folks are rough. Like black folks, we gonna like play
we ain't got
around
nothing on that.
and we're gonna dig at you and we're gonna make memes and we're gonna do all of
You
that.
man, folks ain't gonna
But
hit. They ain't
the
gonna
way
have
that
that.
these folks roll, these types of
I just
fans and how they baby
I
is
just
not
pray
for
Shador
me.
does well because I'm gonna tell you right now, your daddy being the coach and your daddy having you start every game and you can have a bad game, in Colorado and see what's
Right.
gonna happen.
There
They're
you
gonna
go.
call you bitched and put somebody else in.
Yep.
Yeah, because it really ain't no daddy ball. You can say, well, he the starter right now, but nah, you gotta have that competition. People is not gonna like. They're not gonna like that. They're not gonna like it. But also at the end, but my thing about this too is, like I said, with HBCU game day, hey, you can't double dip. Like you understandably so. You're mostly East Coast. No, you cover mostly North Carolina, Virginia, South Carolina. You cover those areas right there. You cover Tobacco Road, put it just like that. But in a sense, you didn't start covering the SWAC as much until Prime got here. When he got in the SWAC, that's when you start seeing more coverage in the SWAC. Then, they're talking about the SWAC being covered with them more than what they would normally do with because they mostly cover like your D2 schools or HBCUs, your Winston Salems, your Virginia States, your Elizabeth Cities. Like I said, that North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia, and Maryland with the Bowie State, yeah, you covered that. But you coming all the way to the South, and you out your element.
Yeah, they CIAA guys. They
Right.
CIAA.
Which is great. That means that
Yeah,
everybody has their lane.
yeah,
There's a
yeah.
Fox
They are.
News, there's a CNN,
Yeah,
there's a
but
MSNBC,
yeah,
Fox Sport. Like we have lanes for everybody to get into, and nobody should, when he says that we should be covering more, we are covering more. We're just not utilizing you for those services.
yeah.
Now, and people, there's one call on the show that I was getting irritated about. He's the guy from Philadelphia. He's like, well, I want to see more content. I want to see this. I want to see them go around Colorado. and Jeff was like, dude, they showing the same thing over and over again. Like the facilities. We didn't already see the facilities. You know what I'm saying? Nice facilities, by the way. Don't get me wrong, but we already seen the facilities. But the thing is, what else do you want to see? Because football season ain't even started yet.
Yeah.
We ain't even got to the spring game. We ain't even got to summer camp.
We saw enough with the student athletes. They had a little run right there, right before they started their preseason or spring football. We saw a lot of stuff. I mean, it was great. They're focusing now on their studies and on spring training. We
They got
just
spring
don't
break
need it.
coming up.
If you look back at a lot of those videos, there's a lot of NCAA violations in some of the stuff that is being exposed. Like when he
Yeah.
was in there talking to the kids and telling them, "Don't you jump in that portal and come to my office." I mean, it's basically insinuating that a conversation was had that he shouldn't have been having, because at that point you're no longer a Jackson State coach. So, I think moving forward, like visiting the campus and, you're not going to get a warm welcome.
Now, it's two things you got to keep in consideration when you talk about University of Colorado Buffalo football. Number one, that's not a priority in Boulder. They trying to pretend that football is big in Colorado. That's not true. That's not a priority. The second thing, they might be in the sorriest Power 5 conference it is. That Pac-12 right now is pitiful. Are y'all reading the stuff they saying about the Pac-12 and how pitiful they are, and the fact that Washington might be leaving, Oregon might be leaving, and then some other people might be leaving. Listen, Deion and them got to create a narrative because, that's his thing. He always want to control the narrative. But he needs to probably control it because, listen, ain't nothing happening in Colorado. The football team is sorry, and it's been sorry. Like we said, has it been 30 years since they've been relevant? How many years ago was they relevant?
Since since they
What's
won the
that,
match,
Stuart?
it was
Stewart?
1990.
They've been for about 25 years, right?
Yeah.
Okay, then on top of that, how sorry is the Pac-12? Do they have a television contract right now?
They still got it, but I think they're in their final year.
That's what I'm saying. They got, listen, like you said, they went up there to that Siberia and they trying to pretend like everything is great. But if everything is great, like Mr. Mona said, why you still talking about Jackson State? Why you still coming to Jackson State basketball game? Something ain't right. Something's not right.
Like I said, it's cool. You can you come home and everything, but you know what I'm saying, enjoy the festivities. But bro, we don't need you to talk to our people. We don't need you to you're trying to sway our kids to jump in the portal. Central beat Florida. Central beat Norfolk 76-75.
I knew that was gonna be a battle. You know what? That gonna be a prelude to that MEAC men's tournament.
Man,
But now, Doctor, go back to something you said. Now, it would be dumb of HBCU game day not to cover the SWAC. As hot as the SWAC is right now, they need to cover the SWAC now. Because the SWAC is, man, we done talked about this, man. The SWAC is really hot right now. But these last 2-3 years, I tell everybody, this is a golden era, man. So if they didn't cover the SWAC, they'd be dumb.
I don't think it's not that they're not covering the SWAC. I think it's that Tolly has some type of relationship that was built with Coach Prime.
Oh, I
and
think
Coach
so. Yeah.
Prime
Oh, yeah.
is utilizing and kind of like utilizing that to disseminate information through Neely. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's kind of like they've already said that they get the most views from their interviews, but it's just it's weird seeing HBCU game day constantly having people like Neely, who's now part of Colorado, on there. It's just doesn't look good. And the thing is, Deion's not going to be in Colorado forever. So when he leaves, then what are you going to do? You're going to follow him to the next place that he goes, or you're going to end up alienating your base because they're watching and they're seeing how your behavior is and how you're following around somebody who's no longer a part of our community. So then they're really not going to look at your stuff.
But somebody's already prognosticated Deion won't be in Colorado, but 3 years?
I give him 2.
Somebody said 2 or 3 years because they said he's going to run out.
We got Mr. Campbell up in here.
Mr. Campbell.
Yes, you got the schedule, man.
Hey.
Before we roll up out of here, y'all, shout out to AD Tiffany Dawn Sykes. It's actually her birthday today.
Oh,
it's Ashley. It is her birthday today. I seen that on
February 27th, right? It's in the February 27th.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Hey, also, it said Prairie View's up by 1, 23-22 against Jackson State. Again, congratulations to the Jackson State women's basketball team for clinching the regular season in the SWAC.
Oh yeah.
Guaranteeing them a first a number 1 seed in the SWAC tournament. They blow everybody out in the SWAC tournament. I'm thinking they need to be like a 15 seed or a 14 seed.
Can we be a 15 seed or a 13 seed?
Either one.
I don't want to go against LSU again, first round.
You're gonna go against one of the blue bloods. They always make black colleges pay somebody in the top 5 or top 10. We can't get around that because they want to eliminate us early on. Because you got to remember now that when you every round you go in that NCAA tournament, that's like $1.5 to $2 million. They want you out. So if you don't go against LSU, they're gonna make you go against UConn. If you don't go against UConn, they're gonna make you go against Duke. If you don't go against Duke, you're going against Louisville. You're gonna go against the top 5. They want you out because they don't want to put no money in them black colleges' hands.
Right.
I mean, I just feel like even just one win at the March Madness tournament, we're already getting good recruits. But goodness Lord, just one win. And
well,
we're gonna have 3 or 4 Daphne Whites or Angel Jacksons.
Hey, this is for not the way the way LSU played against South Carolina and got their head beat in. Angel Reese got bullied in that game against South Carolina. I don't know what.
Well, you got to remember now, South Carolina got 3. They got 3 of them in that paint. Now you got that Boston, and then you got that girl about 6'6", and then you got another girl. They are big in that paint, man. South Carolina's big. But I'm going to say this now. LSU is better than they were last year.
They are.
But I agree with Mr. Mono. We don't have to have the NCAA win. There are so many athletes right now that would love to come to the SWAC and to the MEAC and to these other black conferences. It's just a matter of our people getting out there recruiting them. Now, I don't want to go all into that, but I done told you.
Yeah.
I don't know why Jackson State is not nationally recruiting. Why is it FAMU? And by the way, Mr. Campbell, have y'all found some coaches yet? Because the girls' coach is going to be fired. The men's coach is going to be fired. Are y'all going to sit around and wait half 6 months before y'all name the men's coach and the women's coach? What you going to do? You should already have a 3 in your head now.
Let me shout out CH. Yeah, CH money. Hey, let me shout out Howard Swimming.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Love to Howard Swimming.
Yeah.
We got to get love to Howard Swimming. We got to get love to Fisk Gymnastics.
That's right. They want television. Yeah.
Tuskegee women going 20-0 in the SIAC, which is hard to do.
Yes, it is.
It's hard to do. Y'all just don't understand. A lot, like I said, Winston-Salem State winning the men's CIAA.
That's Coach Cleo Hill Jr.
Yeah, Elizabeth City winning the
women's
side.
Yeah, and remember now, about 2-3 years ago, they recommended in the State House in North Carolina that Elizabeth City State be closed down. So this is really good. They were trying to close them down.
We're going to give a shout out. Kudos to everybody. Kudos to all the content creators. Like I said, J Max, Swagging the Food. I'm gonna get him on the show one day, man. I'm gonna hit him up. I got his info. I've also been on the horn and emailing certain coaches. One of them is Coach Eddie George. I've been trying to see if I can get him to come on the show. I've also
don't be telling all your stuff. Just let them come on. Let it be a surprise.
And I was about to say now, Tennessee State is under attack right now, right? I know you know that.
Yeah.
Them white folks in Tennessee is trying to take over Tennessee State.
$250 million, and they've been trying to take them down.
They've been trying to take them over ever since. Really, and to be honest with you, they owe them about over a minimum of $2 billion. And like you said, Mr. Moe, they're giving them about $200,000, and now they want to take the school because they are under attack in Nashville.
The same attacks that Jackson is going under.
Right, that's right, and the city of Jackson.
That's why people they'll be like, we don't care nothing about what's happening in Jackson. Those things are happening in all over the country.
Yes, they are. Listen, last week we had this green woman. She basically called for civil war right down here at the Georgia legislature. I don't know if y'all know that. That lady, that was sedition. That was treason.
That was treason.
That lady called for civil war. I came home and I was like, what is this?
Hey, Lawrence, this is a question for another show, but I'm about to roll out because I did say an hour and a half on this show. We was kind of getting into
it was a little bit late because of course we
spring season.
tuned into, but if you guys, the Blue Bloods has the 2023 HBCU Legacy Bowls. If you want to tune into his page, he's going over all the metrics. And then your next show's Thursday, right?
I'm doing Valley schedule tomorrow afternoon, and then the next show is Thursday.
And I'll be back on Saturday. So I'll see y'all Saturday. Saturday Night Live.
Yes, sir. Got to get it in. Thursday, I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to talk about Thursday.
I'm wondering how FAMU handles DeSantis and company. FAMU is just trying to be under the radar until DeSantis tries to run for president. Because all of the stuff that DeSantis is doing is he's trying to put in a bid for running for president.
That's what he's doing.
Which now I'm hoping that Trump and DeSantis and Nimrata, her name is Nimrata. Her mama named her Nimrata, so I'm going to call her Nimrata.
So my Nikki?
Yes. Nimrata.
Yeah,
her mama named her Nimrata, so I'm going to call her Nimrata.
Oh, yeah.
I just hope that they tear each other apart and that Trump comes out at the top and we can have a do-over. Is that wrong? Y'all tear each other apart. DeSantis and Trump are going to tear Nimrata apart. And then the women are going to be like, oh my God, you're so misogynistic. That's sexist. And then DeSantis, Trump's going to tear him up. DeSantis is going to tear up Trump. But Trump, if it's one thing that Trump is, he's an old, rich, white man. And that's always going to reign king when you're trying to get old white people to vote for you. They're going to overlook the fact that you can barely complete intelligent sentences. They don't care about that.
Well, you got a point that right now Trump is in the lead.
Yeah.
Now DeSantis' latest thing is you can't read about Hank Aaron or Roberto Clemente.
That's stupid.
Yeah.
How you gonna tell me I can't read about my own?
That's what he tells me. Said don't read nothing about Hank Aaron or Roberto Clemente. He wants all those books removed. And the most hated person on his list that's deceased is the writer Toni Morrison. The black person that he hates the most is this guy. I
would think that Trump would probably run off just the fact that his last. I mean, this is just Trump. This is just dog whistle politics. Trump will just.
That's what it is. Dog whistle politics.
About his last name, even though DeSantis looks like a white man to me, he'll highlight that his last name is DeSantis, and just moving how Trump usually moves, he'll probably say, "Oh, DeSantis wants to bring in illegals," and he'll hone in on immigration, just placing that fear.
Well, DeSantis is Italian.
Well,
he's Italian.
Y'all need Jesus.
Yeah, he's Italian. I mean, he might pretend that he's Hispanic, but he's an Italian.
I mean, of course, they kind of like, it just depends on who they're speaking to. That's who they'll pronounce.
Well, now you got a point, because for years people thought that Fidel Castro was Hispanic. Fidel Castro was an Italian. But we do that. We assume, and the media plays a part in that too. But for years, people thought that Fidel Castro was a Hispanic. He was not. He was Italian, and DeSantis is Italian.
And it does start at home. So as far as like the books and stuff, and not letting our children forget their history, it starts at home. Yeah. So Trump, I do think that he will win the nomination again, and I think that will be. I want to say that it'll be good, but since I became a political science major and I started like delving into identities of politics, like it doesn't really matter whether or not it's Democrat or Republican. For Black people and just low income people that are in middle class, you kind of just.
Well, Mr. Mona, now the latest poll is saying that what white people want, they want Trumpism, but they don't want Donald Trump. They want somebody but they want somebody that looks better, a white man that looks better than him, better educated than him, but they want someone that talks just like Trump, but they actually don't want Trump. That's the latest thing.
They want the Trump policies.
Right. They want Trumpism, but they don't want Donald Trump.
I'm surprised. I know there's a lot of people that want to vote in Trump just because they think that there's going to be another stimulus check coming through. It just they're like, oh, we need to vote in Trump because when Trump was in office, there was a whole bunch of money given out. Listen, so how does that work? Trump and Russia were cool. Right now, Biden and Ukraine is cool. Like, how would that even work?
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. If we look at it historically, war is coming. I mean, historically, I think it's every 70 to 75 years we have a world conflict.
I mean, it's to the point right now. It's like if China makes a move, which they've already actually
and they are gonna make a move. China's gonna make a move. I don't know
the balloons. Those
let me tell you something. The guy up in North Korea, with the fact that China's saying that they want to replace America. See, it's America 1, China number 2. China wants to be number 1. And the thing that China is saying is whatever America has, we have it and we can make it better. So China's on the offensive. China is on the offensive.
Hey,
the tensions are very high.
We're gonna do this on Saturday night, right?
Mr. Mona started it when she said she was political science. She started it.
I just started delving into that political science, so I'm going down the rabbit hole with all.
Yeah.
Oh snap! Political science person and 2 history people. So I'm a history buff.
I'm a history buff too.
But
end out the show then, because if not, I'm gonna say something else about Russia.
Shout out to my wife.
Everything comes from China. Everything.
Oh yeah, and don't forget Taiwan now, because everything in your kitchen and everything in your car comes from Taiwan.
If you look at it, it probably say "Made in China."
Yeah, or Taiwan, or Hong Kong.
Look at it.
See, oh Lord, you know what?
You better.
Yo, shout out to the wife. She's been watching the chat. Shout out to everybody on here. Thank you, Mr. Ford, coming on the show.
Yeah, thank you so much, Jim.
Thanks, Jay Blue. Thanks, Mr. Ford.
Hey, Blue.
I'll see y'all sometime this week.
I'll be on back Thursday.
All right.
All right. So, get up on out of here. Put the son to bed. Put the son to bed. Put the kid to bed.
My son has been asleep.
Oh, okay.
He went to sleep at 8:30. Yeah, he's over there, right over there, asleep.
All right. I'll see you Saturday.
All right. See you Saturday.
Well, everybody, Mississippi Valley's scheduled tomorrow at 2:00. Also, Thursday show. If you want to, email me a topic you want me to talk about on Thursday. Email it to HBCU Overdrive. Also, become an Overdrive fan. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel. Make sure that you hit the like button and hit the comment section. And also, make sure you share this with everybody. But most importantly, most of all, become an Overdrive fan. Subscribe. Hit that join button on the side, outside of the chat. And we'll get back into Thursday's, talk about Thursday's chaos. And also Saturday, the last game of the season. Thursday's chaos for the MEAC, last games for Saturday for the SWAC. But as always, be blessed, stay safe, and most of all, stay dangerous. Doc, out of here. Peace.